students, myself Dr. Smita Agarwal. In today's session of relations, we will learn about the Warshall's algorithm. In last section, we have covered the topic closure of relations. In that, we have already discussed that transitive closure can be found out using Warshall's algorithm. So, let us start today's session with Warshall's algorithm. So actually, Warshall's algorithm is an algorithm to find the transitive closure of a given relation. We have seen that it is not easy to find transitive closure manually. So this algorithm provides us the way to find the transitive closure. So let us see one example for transitive closure. So here, if we are having this graph, so for finding its transitive closure, what are the edges that should be there? Let us see that we are having an edge from 2 to 4 and another edge from 4 to 2. That means there are ordered pairs 2, 4 and 4, 2. So that's why an ordered pair of type 2, 2 should also be there. Similarly, if we are having an ordered pair of type 2, 1 and 1, 3, then ordered pair 2, 3 should also be there. So let us see what is its transitive closure. So this is its transitive closure where the edges marked as red are the newly added edges to complete it as transitive closure. Right? Now we will see what is the main concept behind the Warshall's algorithm. So the main concept behind the Warshall algorithm is that there is a path that exists between two vertices I and j if and only if there is an edge from I to j, or if we move further, there is a path from I to j going through vertex 1, or there is a path from I to j going through vertex 1 and 2 or 2. Or so in this way, if we reach to the last, so we can say that there is a path from I to j going through any of the other vertices that exist there. So if we do the kth iteration, this algorithm finds out that if there is a path that exists between the two vertices I and j, and for that the intermediate vertices are from 1 to k only. Can be this. So this formula can be used for this further. So moving further, we can say that this is the recurrence relation through which elements of Wk can be found out using the elements of Wk minus 1. So how it works? Let us see. So here the element I comma jth at the Wk will be 1 if entry at I comma jth position at Wk minus 1 is 1, or the element I comma jth will be changed from 0 to 1 in Wk if and only if the entry at ith row and kth column and entry at kth row and jth column both are 1, only then it will be 1. So in this way we can define the rules that we have already discussed. So these are the same rules that we have already discussed previously. So the procedure for computing Wk from Wk minus 1 can be defined as follows. We transfer all the ones that are in Wk minus 1 to Wk. Next, we find out the locations in column k. K is the number of iterations that we are doing, and remember that we have to do k iterations for finding the transitive closure. What is the k here? K is the total number of elements in the set on which that relation is defined. So for example, if we are having 3 elements in a set on which relation R is defined, for which we have to find the transitive closure, so the number of iterations that we have to do is 3, from 1 to up to 3. So what we have to do at the kth iteration, we have to consider kth column and find out the locations in Wk minus 1 where the entry is 1. Similarly, for kth row, we have to find the locations in Wk minus 1 where the entry is 1. Now, we have to put all 1 in all these positions Pi, Qi in Wk if 1 is not there already. Only then we have to put 1. If 1 is already there, then no problem. Let us understand it by pictorial representation. So, if we are having this wk minus 1, here in wk minus 1, we are having 1 at I comma kth position and also at k comma jth position. So that means there should be a 1 in wk at the I comma jth position, and that is there. So in this way we can change the rows using Walsh's algorithm in the next matrix. So let us see one example for it. This is the question that we have to find the transitive closure of relation R that is represented using this matrix MR. So here we can see that the number of elements here are 4. So that means we have to do 4 iterations here. So let us see that how can we solve it. For initial step, W0 will be the same matrix that is defined in the question itself. So we have written it down here in the form of W0. Now for calculating W1, what we have to do? For W1, k equal to 1. So that means we have to consider row 1 and column 1. So that means we consider here column 1 and row 1. And what we have to see, we have to find out all the entry 1 in column 1 as well as in row 1. So for column 1, 1 is situated at the location 2. Similarly for row 1, 1 is there is at location 2. So that means we have to put 1 at 2 comma 2th position in W1, and all the entries that are originally 1 in W0 will also be there in W1. So let us see how W1 is defined here. W1 is here. Here this 1 is added newly here. But other ones are already there in W0. Right? Similarly, when we talk about W2. So for W2, k equal to 2. Therefore, here what we will do, we will consider the column 2 and row 2. And in column 2, the locations of 1 are where? 1 and 2. And in row 2, locations of 1 are 1, 2 and 3. As you can see here. So what we have to do? We have to put the ones in the locations in W2 where the locations are where what? 1 comma 1, again 1 comma 2 and 1 comma 3. Similarly, we will take second position of the column and first position of the row. So 2 comma 1, then 2 comma 2 and 2 comma 3. So these are the locations where we have to put 1 to obtain matrix W2. So here is the matrix W2. Here you can see that only at the position 1 comma 1 and 1 comma 3 new 1 are added. Remaining ones are same as were there in W1. Similarly, we can calculate W3 and the ones marked as blue are the newly added ones. Rest of the ones are the same as in W2. Now for calculating W4, till where the iteration will go? W4, because we are having 4 rows and 4 columns, so iteration will go up to W4. So for calculating W4, we will consider the column 4 and row 4. So that means column 4 here and row 4 we will consider it. Now we can see that in column 4 ones are at the position 1, 2 and 3, but in row 4 there are no ones. So that means no position, new position will be added and W4 will remain same as W3. So now W4 is same as W3 and it can be written as like this. So the final answer is mark star, and the relation corresponding to this matrix can be written as by using all the positions where the entry are 1. So 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4 and 3, 4. So this is the transitive closure for the given example. In next session, we will learn about the partial order and partially ordered set. Thank you.